You've seen the videos. Somebody's moved into an empty house and suddenly 30 days go by and now the law says that the owner can't kick them out. In New Jersey, most of that is just flat out wrong. But what's even worse is the truth. Today we're gonna be breaking down what's myth and what's reality and how you as a homeowner can protect yourself from squatters. The myth is that a stranger can live in your property for 30 days and then all of a sudden own it. It's called adverse possession. It's real, but the timeline is made up. In the state of New Jersey, legally the squatter would have to live in that property continuously for 30 years, not 30 days. And the squatter would have to live there openly, exclusively, and they would have to win a court case over to get that title. And if the property were to be inspected once within that 30-year window, then the whole time resets. It's incredibly rare for your property to get lost this way, but that's not the real danger. The danger is something else. Here's what you should actually fear. It's not losing ownership, but it's the fact that you just can't call the police and get them out. There's a real chance that when you call 911, the officer will say that this is a civil matter and you'll have to take that squatter to court. You, the owner, has to sue to get into your own building. But do not take any of the matters into your own hands, meaning you can't change the locks, you can't force anyone out, and you can't cut the power. Do any of that, and then you're gonna be the one that's facing legal trouble. So you're gonna ask yourself, what determines whether or not I can get the police involved? One distinction. It comes down to trespasser versus squatter. The difference is speed. A trespasser just broke in. It's recent, it's obvious, there's no claim. If you catch it early, you can get the police to remove them. But once they're settled in, meaning fake leases or they have mail coming in, at that point it becomes a civil matter and then the police can no longer get involved. Now they're a squatter and you're going to court. That's why the fake lease scam works. It takes a couple minute long phone call with a police officer to get the removal to a months long fight where you're just going back and forth to get your own property back. So the whole game is time. Either you catch them in the first couple of days or else you're going to be handing them the squatter status. Once you're in court, you're stuck in a slow machine because a squatter was never your tenant. You file an ejectment action in Superior Court, prove you own it, and wait for a judge. And even after you win, the court has to issue a warrant of removal, which doesn't get posted until 3 days after the judgment. And from there, you have to sit and wait for the court officer to remove the squatter themselves because legally, you can't do it. If you really add it up, you're sitting there waiting months, waiting to get a stranger out of your building while you're still paying property taxes. Doesn't make sense. And here's the part that should bother you. Other states already resolved this issue. As of 2024, Florida introduced a law making it so it's as easy as filling out a quick application, calling up the sheriff, and removing the squatter just like that. No court case involved. Georgia did it, Alabama did it, Tennessee did it, and New York is even making it so we're no longer treating the squatters like tenants. As of New Jersey, in 2026, there's no such law. Bills were introduced and stalled in committee. So while half the country offers owners a fast track, New Jersey is making you sit and file in Superior Court. That's the real headline, not the 30-day time period. It's that New Jersey hasn't caught up. So who does this happen to? It's not random. Squatters typically target empty properties that nobody's watching, such as properties that are vacant during a pending sale, inherited properties that nobody's kept up, or out-of-state owners that visit the property once or twice a year. If the property looks vacant, it's most likely at risk for a squatter coming in. And honestly, if you own a vacant house right now, every month that it sits is a month of risk. Not just squatters, but vandalism, code violations, insurance problems. A vacant house is a liability working against you and not an asset. So protect it. 1, speed. If someone gets in, act immediately while it's still a clear trespass. 2, secure it. Real locks. No nobody lives here signals. 3, monitor it. A camera or a neighbor checking in, which also kills any adverse possession claim. And 4, never remove someone yourself. That's how the owner becomes the defendant. But the simplest way to kill the risk of a vacant house is by not owning one. If you have a house in New Jersey sitting empty, whether it's going through inheritance, foreclosure, or just going through a mid-sale, and you're tired of worrying about it, that's exactly what we do at Meckey Estates. We buy vacant and distressed properties all across of New Jersey completely as is, taking the headache off of your plate. So if that's you, visit meckeyestates.com and give us a call today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications. We're making this a whole series about what nobody is telling you about owning property in New Jersey. I'll see you in the next one.